Hey guys, how's it going? Underground Geek here. Sorry if it's a little loud, I got the heater going. It is 50 degrees in here, so yeah. Anyway, so I just got a big bundle of Alterna Comics in. You can order all of their number ones for like $16, so I thought that was a pretty good, little bargain there. So this is one of the first ones I wanted to check out because people kept talking about it. I read a couple of the other ones, but I want to talk about this one first. It's called Trespasser, and it's only a 4-issue limited series. And after reading it, I kind of wonder where they're going with the next issue. There's a big cliffhanger, so it kind of makes you wonder what's going to happen. But so Alterna is a small comic group. They do different stories. They have different comic books. They actually have a lot of comic books, and they produce them for, or they sell them for $1.50. So they sell them for like half the price of a normal cheap comic, which is great. Now the quality is a little lower end, but it's more like an old comic, and you can read it and do whatever you want with it, and you don't have to worry about things. Because if you like the comic, I mean, they're only $1.50, so if you were to spill something on it or something like that, it wouldn't really matter. And that's what's kind of cool about it. Now, the cover is pretty fun. I hate this right here that gets my nerves really bad. But the cover is pretty fun. You've got the alien off in the distance. You got the woods. He looks like he's post-apocalyptic. You got all that casual stuff like that. Now, this comic is pretty fun. And at the end, I was just going, WTF. Like, the ending made me just go, what? So, but it was in a good way. It kind of made you think, wow, this is a serious situation, And now they don't really tell you everything about what's going on. I guess they want you to figure it out. But something's pretty much happened. They don't tell you much about it, but this guy's living off in the wilderness with his daughter. They're pretty much by themselves, and they're running out of food, So he goes hunting with his radioactive dog. So something bad has obviously happened, because now you have this dog that has 6 legs. They go hunting, they find some food, but the food is radioactive, so he has to give it to the dog. And my wife was like, well, why did you give it to the dog? That's bad. And I said, well, because the dog has 6 legs. What else is going to bother the dog about this radioactive food? You know what I mean? Like, what else is going to happen? Is he going to get 8 legs? But anyway, so as he's hunting, he comes up on something. He finds this little alien astronaut. And the alien astronaut is caught in one of his bear traps. So he thinks about it for a minute, he thinks about killing it, and then he decides not to. He disarms him and takes him home. Now when he takes him home, he puts him in the bed, and this is the thing that got me that I thought was kind of funny. So the daughter is sitting here playing, right? And she's playing music for their little stuffed animals, and in walks Dad with an alien. Like, he walks in the house with an alien, and she's like, Daddy, what? And he says, no questions, baby, just, get out of the way. And I was like, so why did the girl not go, ah? I mean, it's an alien. Look at that thing. But anyway, there's no telling what they have seen, though, in their lifetime, but it just seemed a little silly to me. Now, they get to the point to where the alien is resting, and the dad and daughter have a little bit of fun because they want to use the alien gun, and the little girl really wants to use it. She's a kid, so she thinks it's going to be fun. They go to test out the gun, and it has a little bit more of an effect than they think it's going to have. It blows the entire barn up. So that was kind of funny. Now, not a whole lot happens in this book. There's a lot of talking, a lot of explaining. And it's a pretty solid issue, but not a whole lot happens. I guess they're just kind of world building, kind of telling you about what's going on with these people. Now, there's an issue here, or there's a cliffhanger here that I won't show you because I don't want to ruin it. But there's an important thing here. He keeps talking to the alien, and the alien can't understand him. And he just keeps telling the alien, I really wish I knew what you were saying. And that's important to the character. He said, I just wish that I knew what you were saying. And he starts talking about his wife, and you get the feeling that she's died. and she's not here anymore. And then he's talking to the alien. He says, guess we're lucky we didn't, or maybe not. He says, I thought I'd be fine out here forever, but God, I was wrong. I miss the delivery guy. I miss driving into town for the groceries and chit-chatting about nothing with the lady behind the register. You know, he says, nowadays no one comes around, and if they do, it usually ain't to exchange pleasantries. And so, yeah, pretty much we get a cliffhanger, and then they start talking about more comics. Now, I kind of flew through this pretty much because there's not, you know, it's a pretty good comic. There's not a whole lot of dialogue. There's just a lot of, you know, checking things out and looking at things and what's happening in this world, because there's not a lot going on. I mean, it's just him and the daughter. So I mean, what are you gonna have? I guess that's the only downside to this comic. It's like, you know, you have the simple stuff, and that's about it. But other than that, this is a pretty good little comic. Alterna has done very good so far. I've got some more comics that I'm going to look at later. Let's see if I can find the ones that I'm going to read later. Oh yeah, I've got this one I'm going to read, Mother Russia. People seem to really like this one. I think it's got like a zombie Stalin or something in it. I'm not really sure. It's all black and white. At first I didn't really want to read it because, I mean, it's called Mother Russia. Why would I want to read that? But it should be pretty interesting. Well, like I said, I've got like 16 comics I'm going to read through. I read one of them, and it seemed like a child comic, so it'd probably be good for a kid, just not for me. But this one's pretty good. But like I said, the cliffhanger really makes you wonder what is going to happen the next issue, because it really is a weird situation. I don't want to ruin it for you, but it is. And there's something funny about this. You know, they do it very simple. Like, they have this title page here, and it just says story, Justin Ryan, art, Kristen Rossi, letters, DC Hopkins. Done. And then you have a couple of things down here as they're talking about the rest of people that run this comic. Now, what I really like about Alterna is when I posted the picture of my books, I was like, hey, they're here, I'm happy, I'm going to read it. And Alterna started communicating with me saying, hey, thanks for getting the books, retweeting stuff. And then the owner talked to me and said, hey, you know, thanks for getting the books, which is very appreciative considering how cold Marvel is about talking to the customers now. And then Alterna sent me a DM giving me 20% off of my next purchase. Now, I didn't ask for that. They just said, hey, since you posted this online, here's 20% off your next purchase. And I was like, hey, thanks, guys. I really like that. Something else I just noticed just now by looking at this, if you'll notice on this barcode, they have the rating, of course, for mature, but they also have the genre. I like that. Sci-fi thriller, action horror. Okay, so if you're looking at this book, and you're saying, well, what kind of book is this? I really want an action book. Okay, well, here's an action horror book. Oh, okay, yeah. I'll try that out. So yeah, I think this is really cool. I think that they're headed somewhere good. Now, I think they've been around for a little while. I think they just had like their 12th year or something. And now they're starting to really gain some steam since Marvel is like shooting themselves in the foot. I've got some other books that I want to read. Now, they've got some new ones coming out. They got the, the 7, Case File Arkham, the Fear Diaries, things like that. So it's interesting to see where that's going to go. So we'll find out. Now, like I said, this is not like high quality book. The paper, as you can tell, is like old newspaper style, like an old comic, but it's still really fun. I would definitely check this out, guys. But yeah, it's short and sweet. Just want to kind of tell you about this book, tell you about the other ones I'm reading. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Definitely check this book out, though. If you like aliens, you're going to like this book. If you like post-apocalyptic stuff, you're going to like this book. It's got previews of other books. That looks pretty cool. So we'll see how it goes. But anyway, guys, I hope you liked the video. I got some more videos coming out later. Underground Geek out.